I stood there in the middle of the crowded coffee shop, frozen in place as my ex's mom wrapped her arms around me in a tight, unexpected hug. Tears streamed down her face, soaking into my shirt, and the world around us seemed to blur. People glanced our way, but she didn't care. Then, she pulled back just enough to look into my eyes, her voice a broken whisper, "I always liked you, Alex. I hope you find true happiness." My heart shattered all over again in that moment. But how did we get here? Let me take you back to where it all started, because this isn't just a story, it's a reminder that sometimes, the most painful endings lead to the brightest new beginnings. If this hits home for you, smash that like button and subscribe for more real-life tales that tug at your heartstrings. Now, let's dive in. It was a crisp autumn day 3 years ago when I first met Sarah. I was working as a barista at a small cafe near the university, juggling shifts between classes for my graphic design degree. She walked in with that effortless confidence, long dark hair, a smile that could light up the room, and eyes that sparkled with ambition. She ordered a latte with an extra shot of espresso, complaining about her upcoming law school exams. We chatted briefly, and before I knew it, she was slipping me her number on a napkin. "Call me if you want to hear more about how tort law is ruining my life," she said with a wink. I did call her, and that sparked the whirlwind romance that changed everything. Sarah was everything I wasn't: driven, organized, always 10 steps ahead. I was more of a dreamer, sketching ideas for logos and album covers in my notebook during breaks. But opposites attract, right? Our dates were magical. Picnics in the park where she'd quiz me on legal terms while I drew caricatures of us, late-night drives blasting indie rock, and stolen kisses under streetlights. She introduced me to her world, and I fell hard. About 6 months in, she took me home to meet her family for Sunday dinner. That's when I met her mom, Linda, a warm, no-nonsense woman in her 50s with a laugh that filled the room and a knack for making everyone feel like they belonged. Linda was a single mom who'd raised Sarah and her younger brother after their dad left when they were kids. She worked as a nurse, pulling double shifts to put Sarah through school. From the start, Linda treated me like one of her own. "Alex, honey, you look like you could use a home-cooked meal," she'd say, piling my plate high with lasagna. We'd talk for hours while Sarah studied, about my art, her patient stories, even life advice. "Don't let anyone dim your light, kid," she told me once. "You've got a good heart." Sarah's brother, Mike, was a teenager then, awkward and into video games. We'd bond over Mario Kart sessions, and it felt like I was part of something real, a family I never had growing up in foster care. But as our relationship deepened, cracks started to show. Sarah's law school demands ramped up, and she began pulling away. She'd cancel plans last minute for study groups, snap at me over small things, and I felt like I was always chasing her shadow. I tried to be supportive, bringing her coffee during all-nighters, encouraging her dreams, but inside, I was crumbling. "Why can't you be more ambitious?" she'd say during arguments. "I need someone who pushes me, not holds me back." It stung because I was trying, enrolling in extra classes, freelancing designs to build a portfolio. But her words planted seeds of doubt. Our fights escalated. One night, she accused me of not understanding her stress, and I fired back that she never made time for us. We broke up, made up, rinse and repeat. The emotional roller coaster was exhausting. The real turning point came during her finals week. I'd planned a surprise dinner to celebrate her finishing exams, complete with her favorite Thai takeout and a custom necklace I'd designed with a pendant shaped like a gavel, silly, but thoughtful. But when I showed up at her apartment, she wasn't alone. There was a guy from her study group, laughing on the couch with her, their notes scattered everywhere. It wasn't cheating, she swore, just a friend helping her cram. But the way she looked at him, the ease between them, it hit me like a truck. We argued for hours, tears and accusations flying. "You're suffocating me, Alex," she yelled. I need space to figure out my life. I left that night, heartbroken, packing my things from her place the next day. The breakup was final, messy, and left me questioning everything. In the months that followed, I hit rock bottom. I threw myself into work, but my designs felt uninspired. Nights were the worst, staring at the ceiling, replaying our memories, wondering if I was the problem. Friends tried to set me up, but I wasn't ready. I avoided places we used to go, deleted her from social media, but the ache lingered. One day, I ran into Mike at the mall. He was buying a new controller and spotted me. "Hey, Alex. Mom misses you," he said casually. "She says Sarah's been a mess too." It was awkward, but hearing that stirred something. I missed Linda's wisdom, her hugs that felt like home. But I kept my distance, focusing on healing. Slowly, I started rebuilding. I landed a freelance gig designing logos for a startup, which led to more opportunities. I joined a local art group, met people who shared my passion, and even started therapy to unpack my past. "You're worthy of love just as you are," my therapist said, and bit by bit, I believed it. I dated casually, but nothing stuck until I met Jamie at an art exhibit 6 months after the breakup. Jamie was a photographer, adventurous, kind, with a laugh that echoed Linda's. We clicked instantly, exploring galleries, hiking trails, talking dreams without judgment. For the first time, I felt seen, not fixed. Meanwhile, Sarah moved on too. From what I heard through mutual friends, she aced her exams and landed an internship at a big firm. But rumors swirled, she was stressed, burning out, regretting choices. I didn't dwell on it, I was too busy living. Then, about a year later, fate intervened. I was at that same coffee shop where it all began, sketching ideas for a client's project, when Linda walked in. She looked tired, older somehow, carrying shopping bags. Our eyes met, and she froze. "Alex," she said, her voice cracking. We sat down, catching up over lattes. She asked about my art, beaming when I showed her my portfolio on my phone. "I'm so proud of you," she said. Then, the conversation shifted. "Sarah's engaged," she revealed quietly. "To that guy from her study group." My stomach dropped, but not from jealousy, from surprise. "She's happy, I think," Linda continued, "but she misses you as a friend. And me, well, I always thought you two were endgame." Tears welled in her eyes as she spoke of the family dinners without me, how Mike asked about me, how she'd seen me grow from afar on social media before I blocked everyone. "You were like the son I never had," she admitted. "Sarah's path is her own, but you deserved better." That's when it happened, the hug, the tears, the whisper. "I always liked you, Alex. I hope you find true happiness." I hugged her back, fighting my own emotions. "I have, Linda. Thanks to people like you who believed in me." We parted with promises to stay in touch, and as I watched her leave, a weight lifted. That encounter wasn't about closure with Sarah, it was about realizing that love comes in many forms, romantic, familial, self-love. It reminded me that even in heartbreak, there are silver linings, people who root for you quietly. Fast forward to today. Jamie and I are planning our future, my career's thriving with a solo exhibit coming up, and I've reconnected with Linda over occasional coffees. She's become a mentor, a friend. Sarah's wedding came and went, I wished her well from afar. Life's funny that way, endings aren't always the end. They're doors to something better. If this story moved you, remember, true happiness isn't about holding on, it's about letting go and trusting the journey. Hit that like button if you're chasing your own happiness, and subscribe for more stories that inspire you to keep going. What's your takeaway? Share in the comments below, I read them all. Until next time, stay strong.